Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Robinson R44 Cadet delivered to Australia, Red Bull Air Race in Budapest faced challenges, United Airlines pilot grounded because of derisive statements. I'm Bree Cross. It's July 20th, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. In the realm of helicopter training, a new trainer is now in service as the Robinson Helicopter Company has delivered its first two production R44 Cadet helicopters to HeliFlight Australia, which is a longtime Robinson dealer. The two-place R44 Cadet received FAA certification in May of this year. The Cadet features a reduced maximum gross weight of 2,200 pounds, while the derated engine power provides increased performance margins at high altitudes and extends the time between overhaul by 200 hours. The Cadet's option list was recently expanded to include Garmin's G500H flight display, GTX 335 and 345 transponders, and GMA 350HC audio panel. A variety of optional equipment including air conditioning, stability augmentation system with autopilot, and avionics for VFR or IFR training are available. The Red Bull Air Races held in Budapest over the weekend can best be described with the phrase, "Sometimes you just can't catch a break." Things started turning sour when poor weather conditions, including rain and low clouds, forced the race committee to cancel all race operations for Saturday's opening of the 9th Red Bull Air Race in Budapest, Hungary. According to the Red Bull website, despite the weather, on the next day the Budapest race had it all, which included high action, a technical track, and testing weather conditions. These components helped produce a thrilling race in Budapest, and Matthias Doldier came out on top in a race that will long last in the memory of fans of the ultimate motorsport series in the sky. In a race that was cut short due to weather conditions, Doldier took his second win of the season and extended his lead in the World Championship to 15 points. Hans Arch took second place on the podium and Matt Hall placed third. The next race will be on August 13th and 14th at the Ascot racetrack in the UK. After the break, free speech sometimes requires common sense.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. If you would like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. Free speech is a wonderful thing, but it is commonly accompanied with the need to apply common sense. In this report, a United Airlines pilot who is also a member of the West Virginia State Legislature has been suspended from flying duties after calling for Hillary Clinton to be hanged. Michael Folk is a member of the West Virginia House of Delegates. Multiple media outlets, including Bloomberg and CNN, report that Folk tweeted that Clinton should be tried for treason and hung on the Mall in Washington, D.C. The tweet has been deleted from the social media service, and Folk said he was being hyperbolic in his message. United has suspended Folk from flying duties pending an investigation, and some members of the West Virginia House of Delegates are calling for his resignation. It appears the formula of free speech minus common sense equals consequences has been proven again. With some 2,000 Aero-TV programs webcast to cyberspace, sometimes it can be fun to look back and enjoy some of the places we've seen, the flyers we've met, and the planes we've flown. Here's a look at one of our favorite Aero-TV classic episodes.
So the legacy goes on for at least one generation, maybe even two. But what will happen in 50 years? A big question mark for me, same as it is for you.
Zenith Aircraft is one of the giants in the manufacturing of kit-built aircraft. In this video, you'll have the pleasure of meeting the founder of Zenith, Chris Heintz, at AirVenture 2014. Did you know that the company name Zenith is actually an anagram of the name Heintz? Search The Legacy Will Go On Aero-TV's news channel. After these messages, Blue Angels select officers for the 2017 season.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. The U.S. Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron, the Blue Angels, has announced officer selection for the 2017 Airshow season. The squadron selected 3 FA-18 demonstration pilots, events coordinator, C-130 demonstration pilot, flight surgeon, supply officer, and administration officer. Astronics Max Viz has established special lower prices for its 2 newest enhanced vision systems that are designed for experimental and home-built aircraft. The special prices will be offered online and at EAA AirVenture next week. It's reported NASA is ready to proceed with final design and construction of its next Mars rover, which is targeted to launch in the summer of 2020. This rover will investigate a region of Mars where the ancient environment may have been favorable for microbial life. Survivors of a downed small plane were rescued by the U.S. Coast Guard off Kona, Hawaii last week. The joint search also involved the U.S. Navy, Royal New Zealand Air Force, and the U.S. Air Force. It so happened a joint military exercise was ongoing at the time. A skydiver is recovering after hitting the tail of an airplane from which he was jumping in late June. The NTSB report indicates that the skydiver may have jumped prior to the KingAir aircraft being properly configured. Well, that's the trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. The world of airshow aviation is stunned as an experienced aerobatic pilot with more than 4,000 hours in his logbook was fatally injured last Sunday during the Cold Lake Air Show in Alberta, Canada. The CBC reports that Bruce Evans was performing at the airshow when the pilot impacted terrain at a near vertical angle. Witnesses said he appeared to be performing a loop in the airplane and did not pull up at the bottom of the maneuver. Evans was flying his North American T-28B airplane that was reportedly produced in 1955. The T-28 was used by the Air Force and Navy in advanced training for preparing military pilots to move into jet aircraft. The plane impacted the ground a good distance from the crowd of some 20,000 who had come out to see the show, according to the report. We at ANN express our condolences to the family, friends, and loved ones of Mr. Evans. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. We'll see you tomorrow.